guys, and welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to break down the second section of our second guitar solo. And now, what we're going to do in this one is we're going to start getting a little fancy. We're going to start getting a little more technical. So we're still sticking around to the E minor pentatonic that we went over in the previous lesson, and we're going to be playing over those same chords. But what we're going to do is we ended off with a very clean, very nice, easy slide from the 14th fret to the 16th fret in the last section. The beginning of this section is going to parallel that a little bit, but we're gonna play those notes a little differently, and we're gonna make it a little dirtier, a little raunchier. And what we're gonna do is, instead of sliding to that note, we're gonna bend to that note. And instead of going back to that note that we started with, we're gonna start a descending pattern. So we're gonna start off with a chord on the 14th fret of the G string and the 12th fret of the B string. And we're gonna hit them at the same time, but we're gonna bend just the G string. And then we're gonna come back down, we're gonna hit it again, and then we're gonna pull off to the 12th fret of the G string. So it's gonna sound like this. And then we're gonna come down and resolve that melody, that little idea, on the 14th fret of the D string. And then, this is where we're gonna start getting a little bit more technical. What's cool about blues and pentatonic playing is that we can play these little like in-between notes. It doesn't have to necessarily stay exactly within the key, because there's a lot of ambiguity, because in a pentatonic we're taking out a couple of notes from a regular scale pattern, so that gives us a little bit more leeway to spice things up. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the 12th fret of the A string, and then we're going to hammer on to the 13th fret and the 14th fret. And we're going to play that grouping as a triplet. And basically, just a quick reminder, that means that those three notes are going to get played in succession in the space of a quarter note. So it's going to sound like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do that same pattern on the D string. So we're going to jump up, and we're going to do that same triplet on the 12th, 13th, and 14th frets. So altogether, it's going to sound like this. And we're gonna do that twice. So basically, we're gonna count to 4 when we do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll play it a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can hear when we play that, it has a little bit of like a bouncy kind of feel. And it's not just straightforward on the 1, 2, 3, 4. And it creates a little bit more of an organic feel to that guitar solo that we're playing, in contrast to that little bit of like a more straightforward rhythm that we're playing over it. So, just to recap, we're playing the bend into the triplets. And then we're going to end on the 12th fret of the A string. We're going to hold on to that note for a little bit. Then we're going to give a little bit of a resolve to that idea, this section. And we're going to hit the 14th fret of the G string, which is the octave of that note that we just hit, which is A. And we're going to come back down to that A. So altogether, this section of the guitar solo sounds like this. Now that we've broken down this section of the guitar solo, let's play it together over the backing track. Great job, guys. Now, I want you to practice that on your own. I want you to loop the rhythm backing track. Get this part down pat. Get it really comfortable. Try running it with the first part of this guitar solo and put them together. And when you're ready, I'll see you in the next video to break down section 3.